So my boys have their big debut coming up, and somehow they're in the triple threat qualifier for a shot at the WWE tag team titles. They've never wrestled there before, but this was the announcers kind of played this off as this is kind of like Nick Aldis's boys from back
Yep.
in the day.
Yep.
Okay, and he's like, oh, so that's I kind of like that because now like they're getting fast tracked into a title shot. Okay, and if I was booking, I think everybody can see this. They're probably going to win. They're probably going to win the titles, and now all these guys are going to have an issue with all this. Like, take a like, what's going on here? Like, take this completely isn't fair, which should create some good TV. But the Motor City Machine Guns go out there against Garza and Berto and Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and they win, and they look good. They looked impressive out there.
And they did a video beforehand for social media with Nick Aldis greeting them, giving them their contracts. Like, you guys are my boys. Like, let's go show them out there.
Oh, I
So
didn't
they're
see that.
Yeah, so they're definitely were pumping them up, and he basically kind of gifted them the match because their history in TNA, which they obviously have a relationship with TNA, so now they can acknowledge it and pump them up that way. So it definitely Aldis was kind of like, these guys are the guys, they're it. And then once they win, they'll fight DIY, and then they'll become number one contenders for the tag titles. So I know I liked that. I thought it was a good debut. I know Russo. I was listening to him. He said it was just two guys that are older, 40 years old. And blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? That's what he took out of that. I was like, that thought it was like they were two good
No.
workers having a good match. I feel like he was being way too critical. And I was like, wow,
Vince sounds like the type of guy now that if you let him in creative, their houses would be cut in half. Okay, because he's like,
he goes, everybody does the moves that they do, except for now that they're 40 years old. I said, I don't know about
yeah,
it.
but one thing these guys were doing, they showed a lot of charisma out there, and they're playing to the hard cam and trying and showing some personality.
And it's
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of like
actually
somewhat of not legends, but they were TNA legends. They're trying to like pump it up that these guys are from somewhere else and they have a background. They were good elsewhere, so they're trying to show that they are veterans, but they're not saying that they're old. I don't know where Russo's getting that from.
Yeah, Carlos, what do you think of this?
Yeah, no, I'm actually glad you brought that up because I haven't really been watching much, but I saw this on YouTube because I'm a fan of these guys. And yeah, so the Nick Aldis thing being their boys is pretty interesting because it could lead to better stuff. They're not just bringing in new guys and then, okay, we'll figure out where they're going with them. It actually seems like they've already got them pretty mapped out for some good stuff. So
Well, it's very intelligent. It's very intelligent strategy for in this market now where there's going to be a lot of free agents coming up, and guys' contracts are looking like, hey, look at what one company is doing with you guys when you sign over there, and
Yeah.
look at what we're going to do with you. We're
Yeah.
immediately, and everybody here is going to welcome you with open arms because everybody here is making money right now, and we're all kind of getting, bro. Like I said in the show earlier, not a lot of time goes by on that show where characters like aren't at least put in like positions of storylines, but like kind of frequently. They'll attempt to like you'll never just be sitting there doing absolutely nothing for an extended period of time. They're going to throw you in stories and stuff. I think, which is
You know what they're starting to kind of remind me of? They're kind of reminding me of like UFC fighters. You know how when you only see some of them like on certain pay-per-views every
right.
few months or so, they're really like going towards that because how you said Seth Rollins left for a bit, but when he's coming back, he was going to screw over Bronson Reed. Like, they have a lot of good use for them when they're away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that unbelievable? Everybody wants a piece of WWE content these days.
Yeah.
They're on Peacock, they're on USA, they're on Netflix, or on X. They're like, it's just like the NFL.
I guess.
Oh, let me tell you something. I had
people who
girls,
wear a gym shirt.
girls at my club. Okay. Not only did I get a text from Russo yesterday or 2 days ago telling me about a fan of his was complaining about the WrestleMania tickets are so expensive. I show up to work and the girl at my club, she's like, what is going on? Why are WWE tickets so expensive? I want to take my brothers to go see the show.
Whoa.
I'm like, well, it's a hot ticket.
Yeah,
I go, it's literally like his pot, like it's his, if you look at the social media numbers when WrestleMania aired, its numbers were like the Super Bowls, and they're treated like the Super Bowl. And I tried it like I said on the show when we recorded, you'll hear it, but like Vince was complaining that they're gonna they're pricing out the regular fan. It's like, well, dude, this is what happens when you have a good product. You can raise your ticket prices if you're selling out. That's like this basic economics 101. It's like so like their product is becoming more expensive to go see. Maybe that's like their strategy. You should try and get better ad. People with more money, which can draw more better advertisers, and it's like they're succeeding. Bro, ringside tickets are.
He only goes to the big events, like he goes to WrestleMania and Royal Rumble only. He doesn't.
They were like $10,000, right?
$15,000 for ringside tickets, and people bought them.
Did you see what Ticketmaster was doing for WrestleMania, by the way? Dynamic pricing. So if it was a hot ticket, like the 2-for-1 was a hot ticket at $700, they raised it to $2,000. So if people are buying the tickets, they'll just keep raising
Yes.
the prices. It's nuts. It's
I mean,
crazy.
that's why they're doing record business. It's like,
Yeah.
I was like,
So
geez,
it was 10,000 and they bumped it up to 15,000 for the
Wow.
yeah. So that's crazy. So
that
this
is pretty
dynamic
crazy.
pricing, I mean, that's going to change the game if who can afford to go and who can't.
Yeah. All right. So Roman comes out. He said it might be for the last time. Then he told the crowd to acknowledge him. Solo's interest played. He had the ring with Zula Fala. Reigns recalled Solo saying their family, the bloodline, was in a better place, but he didn't see it the same way. And he said he wants to put the family back on top, and that's what he has to do to fix it. Sikoa said the only thing Reigns needed to do was to acknowledge him. So Roman says, I acknowledge you. There, I acknowledge you. Does that make you feel better? And Sikoa said that wasn't good enough. Sikoa said he needed Reigns to acknowledge him as his tribal chief. Roman's jaw twitched twice. The fans chanted, no. The fans chanted, no, no. This is so simple professional wrestling, what the fans are cheering for here.
Yes.
Solo said he needs Reigns to acknowledge him as a tribal chief or else what, Reigns yelled. And Solo laughs. He's like, there he is. Solo said Reigns didn't change, and as such, neither will he. Solo snapped his fingers, and Jacob and Tonga walked out, and Tonga Loa dragged Jimmy Uso onto the stage. So they beat him up backstage, and then Roman started clearing the ring and like hitting on these guys. But then Fatu, Tonga, and attacked Reigns, and then Jacob Fatu put him down with the DDT. And Tonga Loa held up Reigns while Sikoa gave him the Samoan spike. Fatu held the Uafala and placed it around the neck of Solo while Solo Sucks chant broke out, Skucket Heat. And Solo knelt down and told Reigns that it's his ring and his Uafala. And Jimmy was still laid out on the stage. And Solo said he's the tribal chief. And the new Bloodline members stood over Reigns with the producer's graphics for shown to close the show. And like, you knew this would happen. This is like basic, simple storyline progression, and that they're building up to getting, to having Jay join them. They're not just doing it like automatically. So, but honestly, this isn't that compelling to me because you see where it's going. But I can see if the book's 100 chapters, it's like chapter 57 and 58 are kind of like ones you can skip over because you know what 59 and 60 are going to be. So, but that's all right. They progressed all the storylines on the show, so it's just that's what I keep trying to tell Vince. It's episodic storytelling is what they're doing every week with the. It's not. He thinks what Vince actually told me. He says he thinks it's just a house show. I go, Vince, this is the last thing. This is a house show. It's like
it's a storyline progression. Like there's no storyline progression on house shows.
Of course not. So I don't know. Him and Ben are just. I think they planted their flag in the ground. That WWE sucks.
Can't move it.
It's like they're just all the numbers that are saying, bro, you guys are wrong. It doesn't suck right now. And they're just refused to. They're not taking the L. They're like the heels that are just like,
doubling down, tripling down.
They're not disqualified or they're raising their hands,
Yeah, they're tripling down.
They're doing what you and Cornette get accused of doing to AEW, like purposely they're making fun of WWE so they get that portion of WWE fans that are like
like they're hating on it even if they don't believe it necessarily.
Correct. It's like no, I said this.
There's no way you can believe all that. I mean, I can understand you don't like everything. I'm with that too. I don't like everything either.
Vince's shtick is WWE sucks, and Vince's thing is like he'll say, "Well, no, I put over," and it'll be something for like 2 years ago he put over. So I'm like, whatever. So that's been,
but it doesn't sound like he keeps up.
It's like the old Scott Hall thing. Remember, he'd like lose to Sting, and then the next week he's like, "I beat Sting last week."
Right.
He's just like totally lying, or totally just sticking to his story.
Right.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.